if you have one of these on your dash, battery light, just like that, then this video is for you. Next thing you're gonna do, grab your multimeter, put it to DCV20. You're going to put your positive on the positive. As you can see, we are at 11.36 volts. So that means that our alternator is not charging our battery, and we're gonna need to replace the alternator right here. So the tools you're gonna need for this: 13 millimeter socket, 18 millimeter socket, 16 millimeter socket, 10 millimeter, as well as a M10 triple square for the way that I'm doing it. And then obviously just Torx. We have our impact for the wheel, jack stands, you know, ratchets, extensions, swivels, all that stuff, but really easy. And a flat screwdriver to get the clips out for the fender liner. But other than that, super basic tools, nothing crazy. Maybe you have to go out and buy this, but other than that, I mean, everything's really easy. So that's it. So as you can see, dirt bike, blown up BMW, motorcycle, the garage is off limits here. So we're gonna be doing this in the driveway, just like all of you, I assume, are gonna be doing. And it's not hard. As we can see, there's a brand new alternator in there, but it is obviously not charging the battery because it was a bad remanufactured battery. I installed this about 3 weeks ago, and we're gonna be replacing it again right now. So first thing we're gonna be doing, taking out our battery and putting it on a charger so that right when we start up our car with a new alternator in it, the battery doesn't go into shock and the alternator doesn't have to work super hard to recharge the almost dead battery. So we're gonna do that now. So our first step is gonna be getting this car, the front end, on jack stands, and we are also gonna need to jack up the motor a little bit. So it's gonna have to be on jack stands. You can't just use the jack. So we are going to grab a block of wood, put it under here, find a good spot to jack it up, and then get the front end on jack stands, and we'll go from there. Okay, so the car is now up on jack stands. You can see our battery charging right there, which is not supposed to be on the ground, but I don't care. So next up, we're gonna get this front wheel off right here, and then we are going to be taking off this fender liner as well. So you're gonna have, let's see, 6 T20s to remove. Then there's 3 clips, at least in mine, but mine's all busted up and cracked, so yours might be a little different. I assume that on a nice one, this would go under the bumper and there'd be things holding it to the bumper right here, but now it's ready to come out, so we're gonna go ahead and yank it out. And as you can see, with that off, we have access to our alternator belt, and our serpentine belt. So this is the tensioner. So you're gonna grab a wrench or a ratchet that with the size that fits and turn this, and then just take the alternator belt off. And look what way it goes on, and just make sure that, also, I know I'm missing that, just ignore it. Look what way it goes on, and just keep the orientation the same. All right, so it's a 16 millimeter, and we're gonna go ahead, and then the belt loosens up, and just take it off. All right, now everything else you have to do is gonna be in this general area right here, other than jacking the motor up like backwards so you can pull the alternator up through here. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and clear out this, and then get our plug out of there, and then the ground cable, which isn't necessarily now, but you're gonna have to do it eventually. You can see the plug right there, and then the ground cable is right there. So, but that, like I said, you don't have to do that now. We're just gonna focus on clearing everything out of this general area right here. So this may look like I did a lot, but this literally took me probably 5 minutes to do. So what we did, this was right here. There's 2 triple squares. It is a M10 triple square. Everything else 10 millimeter. This is all the hardware I took out. So these are the 2 triple squares, and the rest are 10s. So 2 triple squares here. we have 110 to hold this in, 2 connectors. We have this connector here, and then, well, you don't necessarily need to unplug this one, but this was just held in with 2 bolts on this bracket, well, 3, but I didn't have 2. So they go to like here, and then 1 somewhere else, not sure. And then you're at this point. So in this position, we can see the bolts needed to access our motor mount. So we can take those out once we have the motor supported with a jack underneath it, or engine support hoist across the 2 fenders. We will also need to unbolt this here and that there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a jack under the motor with a wood block so you don't damage anything like the oil pan or anything like that, and then go from there. All right, so now you can see there is a crack in my oil pan apparently. Oh, that's nice. But anyways, oil pan is supported, and then we also do have to get to this dog bone right here, from what I remember, to kind of separate this lower part of the engine from the transmission and chassis. So we are going to take out this bolt right there, and then go from there, go back up top. So I'll do that now. It's gonna be pretty tight. So that is a 16 millimeter. Got that out, and now we are going to go ahead, take out these 2 bolts right here, which are also 16s. So those bolts are actually 18 millimeters. And with them out, you're gonna wanna go slowly, like loosen this one a little, loosen this one a little, and back and forth, just to ensure that, you know, the motor isn't gonna fall out because the jack point's bad or something along those lines. So now, as you can see, when I grab the motor, a lot of room to play, and then push the motor back so that we have more room to pull this alternator out. So now all I really did, push the motor back, like rock it back and forth, and it's gonna move. As you can see, we have a ton more room to get our alternator out now. So we are going to just, already unplugged it, we're gonna get that ground, and then all that it is, that bolt there, and then one more in this hole right here. So we're gonna take those 2 bolts out. I'll let you know what size they are, and then this sucker will be free. So this bolt right here, easy to get from up top. That one I'd recommend doing from, that one right there, I'd recommend doing from down below. Got them out in like 2 minutes. Now we're gonna need to shimmy with possibly a crowbar this alternator out, and take this ground off here as well. So now you can see the alternator is loose. I took it out a little bit to get to the ground, which is right here, and that's a 13, to make it a little easier on myself. And we're gonna need to work the motor and kind of push it back some more, so I'll be able to get this out, which is really just all tedious and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and just work on that, get it out, and then I'll update you guys once I have the new alternator secured. Okay, so now we have our new alternator, as we can see. So now just gonna finesse it back into the hole that it came out of, and that's when we're going to put the ground on, is when it's still loose, because it's kind of tricky. The ground's right there, and then yeah. So the alternator is in, the ground is on, the plug is connected, and the 2 bolts are tightened. What you're gonna notice is that the 2 bolts, there's one there, one there. So you're gonna tighten them till they get a little bit tight. Maybe like an electric ratchet wouldn't be able to tighten it anymore. But once they get that tight, you have to tighten them probably a solid 4 more spins. Because on the back here, let's see if I can show you. So right where my finger is, it's not gonna focus. Yep, right there, there's a stud, and that is originally out, but you have to tighten it in so then it'll pull this threaded insert in to the alternator. So now we're gonna put our belt on and just do everything in reverse order. I just went ahead and put the engine mounts back in the bolts, and surprisingly they didn't need much fuss. The last time I did this I had to wiggle the engine around a lot, but this time right back into place. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the dog bone bolt back in. This one here, this is a 16, these are both 18s, so we'll do that now. Now we're gonna go ahead and put our belt back on, same way that it came off. So this was facing to the engine, like this. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So what I did, first I got it up around the alternator right there. Then it just goes around here, and then you're gonna put the belt as far as you can. It'll be like right here, and then you gotta sneak your ratchet in. So it'll be coming like this, up, sneak your ratchet around on this side of the belt so you can actually get the belt on. And then just max out the tensioner as far as it'll go up here. Just slip it on right there. And now the belt's on, and now all you have to do is little stuff. Just replace or put everything back to how it was, and pretty easy. It probably doesn't need to be in this specific order, but next thing I did is these two right here, just so that once I get all this, you're not really gonna be able to see these. And also, forgot to mention, mine is tuned and deleted, so it will be a little bit different for you guys. Tiny bit, since everything is right here, it's not gonna be much different. If it was back here, it would be, but yeah, so there's a loose connector here too that doesn't go to anything. So just little stuff like that will be a tiny bit different, but just go ahead, get everything back to where it goes, and you're good to start the car. And just like that, your battery is now charging. So you're probably gonna have some lights on the dash. So we got TPMS, traction control steering. This will go away once you start driving. But as you can see, no battery lights, so our alternator is fixed. Hope this helped you guys out. If you did, leave a like. This is the easiest way. You're gonna see other people doing it where they remove the AC compressor, they do it from the bottom. This is the easiest way, I promise. This took me like 2 hours. I have done it once before, so that probably helped, but good luck, guys.